I'm recording.
Okay. Hello and welcome to the Australian Miniature Aerosports Society Incorporated 2017 Annual General Meeting. The Secretary will note the meeting's attendance as per the Zoom user interface. I declare this meeting open at 11 a.m. Australian Eastern Standard Time on the 9th of September 2017 at 6 Curruck Road at Bensville in New South Wales. Do we have any apologies?
No apologies received.
Thank you. I now call on the Secretary for the previous AGM minutes.
The minutes from the previous AGM are as recorded via YouTube, and I move that the previous minutes be adopted as per the YouTube video record, please.
Thanks, Mike. Can we have a seconder, please?
I'll second that.
Thank you, John Taylor. Those in favour? Aye.
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 Those against? The motion is carried. We'll now move on to the President's report. I'm happy to report that the Australian Miniature Aerosports Society Incorporated has continued to grow its membership throughout every state in Australia, and in particular Western Australia. The AMAS philosophy has always been to provide effective insurance and to support the interests of everyday flyers, groups and clubs. It is the intention of the volunteers on the AMAS committee to improve and provide this service into the future. The Society continues to receive an ever-increasing number of inquiries from members and clubs from the other aero modelling organisation, indicating a continued dissatisfaction with their membership status. Since our inception, the AMAS has adopted an open and transparent policy of keeping our membership fully informed of all society matters. The individual voting system allows all members to have a direct say in the running of our affairs. As the holder of an ARN from the Civil Aviation Safety Authority, the AMAS will continue to send out aviation advice from the CASA, which frequently mentions model aircraft operations in order to maintain safety in the skies. The AMAS has also recently become a member of the ACUO. The Australian Certified UAV Operators Incorporated is the peak industry body for the unmanned sector of aviation, representing the wider commercial RPAS industry across all states and territories. I believe this will be beneficial to our members, and the AMAS looks forward to a long-standing relationship with the ACUO. I would like to take this opportunity to thank Mr. John Taylor, who is stepping down from the committee, for his past involvement in the Society, and wish him all the best with his retirement. For anybody who isn't aware, John is the Society's sole life member, and his level-headed way of thinking has been instrumental in shaping the Society into what it is today. Thankfully, John will make his services available as an advisor to support the committee with his wealth of aero modelling knowledge when it is required. It's been a great privilege to have worked with you in my time on the committee, John, and I wish you all the best. I'd also like to welcome Mr. Lex Cunningham to the role of Western Australia Point of Contact and as a committee person for the Society. Thank you, Lex. Finally, well done to Larks on their rebuilding effort after the recent Cyclone Debbie devastation and flooding. On behalf of the committee, we hope the $5,000 disaster relief donation from the AMAS was beneficial in getting the club back on its feet. Well done, guys and girls. Happy landings to you all, and that's the end of my report. I move a motion that the President's report be accepted as read and call for somebody to second the motion, please.
I'll second.
Thank you, Lex. Those in favour? Aye.
Aye.
Those against? The motion is carried. We'll now move on to the Secretary's report.
Thanks, Shane. Looking back at the year just past, I note the increasing interest in the Society with inquiries, member registrations and administration being received on a daily basis. The online database, electronic member card, exchange email are some of the resources that guarantees a smoother Society day at the Secretary's office. The website and associated database has been found to be an easily usable commodity, with the ability for the committee to have access instantly to the internal features. Member information can be quickly retrieved when required, whilst important information can be posted and or emailed in an instant. Of note, the website member database also has a telephone SMS feature, and shortly we'll have further additional automation features installed to further streamline database processes. The Office of the Society Secretary is open 7 days a week, and generally I'm in a position to take calls at any time of day, and is the case. Most communication is conducted via email, and it's interesting to note an ever-increasing amount of correspondence in the 2016-17 year as compared to the previous year. Very little hard copy administration takes place, most being electronic, and so leads the Society as being a virtually paperless, environmentally friendly entity. All Society data is backed up off-site. The committee management meetings were conducted previously using Skype. However, with the increasing membership and liaising with partner organisations, including government departments, has now led to the use of Zoom teleconferencing. The software has been found to be extremely practical and productive, easy to use form of media. The use of some Google products are now being phased out in preference to Zoom. Analytical statistics have been employed previously and continue to provide very valuable information from website, Facebook and other areas so the Society can evaluate and implement changes, and in doing so be a proactive, progressive society. Information from overseas error modelling associations, entities, has also been of great help to the Society, and we thank them for this. The flight proficiency system, including especially the MPR, is being engaged with continued receipt of emailed assessment as it has been since the beginning of the Society, with a notable increase in assessments including multi-rotors. The Civil Aviation Safety Authority has issued approvals, including FPV, area and other approvals over the past year, and the AMAS congratulates Mr. Mark Lewis, a former AMAS founding committee member, on his appointment to the CASA APAS office. The Society has attended several regulatory requirements that impact the safe use of remotely piloted aircraft systems, unmanned area systems and associated system inquiries, including being invited to speak with the Senate committee. Via the Senate inquiries, the Society has formed partner liaison with other aviation entities, establishing valuable networking opportunities. I'd also like to congratulate Mr. Tim Nolan on his appointment as President in the New South Wales, and I hope that his association progresses in alignment with the aspirations that Tim and I have discussed on occasion. Wish you all the best, mate. I do. And regards to Bobby Carpenter as well. In concluding, I thank the committee, the Society's consultants for their valued assistance and guidance. I also thank those members whom I speak with from day to day and make it a pleasure to serve as Secretary to the AMAS Incorporated. And lastly, I thank the retiring Vice President and Life Member, Mr. John Taylor, for his immense contributions, assisting and placing the Society in the strong position it has in the error modelling community of Australia. And that's my report. Well done, John.
Thanks, Michael.
So I'd like to move that report be accepted, please.
Can we have a seconder, please?
I'll second.
Thank you, Rob. Those in favour? Aye.
Aye.
Those against? The motion is carried. We will now move on to the Treasurer's report. Thanks, Rob.
Okay, the full results for the financial year from July 2016 to June 2017. At the end of the financial year, our bank accounts totaled $78,189. Our income for the financial year was $35,467, and the Society's expenses totaled $29,595 for the year. Our major expenses were made up of insurance at $13,742, which was our largest expense and our primary function for our members. Advertising came second with $5,314, and it covered in our advertising in magazines, online via AdWords and Facebook. The third expense was the $5,000 flood relief we donated to Larks, and hopefully that certainly helped them rebuild their club. The next was IT at $1,593, the bulk of which comes from our online database and management system. Then our CASA fees at $480, $290 in travel for attendance at PMAC, postage at $167 for sending out items that were sold from the store, and our audit at $550. This makes up the largest parts of our expenses for the last financial year. I'd like to move that the Treasurer's report be accepted.
Thanks, Rob. Can we have a seconder for that motion, please? Humphrey Poole, Phil Poole, thank you. Those in favour? Aye.
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 Those against? The motion is carried. We'll now move on to the appointment of office bearers for the 2017-2018 year. I'll now call on Mr. Lex Cunningham to act as a temporary chairman to announce the nomination results for the executive committee positions. Thanks, Lex.
Thanks, Shane. I ask all committee members to step down and declare positions vacant. As per the Constitution, and being that no other nominations were received, the following persons are duly elected. President, Mr. Shane Hunter. Secretary, Mr. Michael Snabatis. Treasurer, Mr. Robert Orrock. I welcome the new committee, and I step down, and I wish to hand over to the incoming president.
Thanks for that, Lex. Thank you. It is my intention, along with the assistance of the AMAS committee and the greater membership, to continue the growth and promotion of the Australian Miniature Aerosports Society Incorporated for the benefit of all aero modelers throughout the states of Australia. The AMAS will continue to promote the open field policy into the future. The notice of motions as circulated and voted upon by the members have been accepted and adopted and will now be forwarded on to the Office of Fair Trading. I'll now call for appointment of the auditor for the 2017-2018 financial year, please.
The auditor for the 2017-2018 financial year will be John Tate from John D. Tate and Associates.
Thank you, Rob. The next AGM will be held at a time and a venue to be advised by the Society, and being there is no further business to conduct, I declare the AGM portion of this meeting closed at 11:11 a.m. We'll move on. The Australian Miniature Aerosports Society Incorporated General Meeting for September 2017. I declare this meeting open at 11:12 a.m. and call for any apologies.
No apologies received, John.
Thanks, Mike. Okay, we'll move on to the appointment of the AMAS Vice President and Committee Person. As per the Constitution, and being there are no other nominations received, the following persons are duly elected. Vice President, Mr. Phil Poole, and Committee Member, Mr. Lex Cunningham. And I'd like to please welcome the duly elected office bearers to their positions.
Well done.
Thanks, Phil. Thanks, Lex. I now call on the Secretary for the previous minutes.
Yeah, and I'd like to move a motion that the previous minutes be accepted as watched on the YouTube, please.
Thanks, Mike. Can we have a seconder for that motion, please?
I'll second.
Thanks, Rob. All those in favour? Aye.
Aye.
And those against? The motion is carried. I now call on the Secretary for the inwards and outwards correspondence.
Yeah, I'd like to move a motion that the inwards correspondence be received and the outwards be accepted, please. And there are lists of both correspondence available on request.
Thank you, Mike. Can we have a seconder, please? Mr. Poole? Thank you, Phil. Those in favour? Aye.
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 And those against? The motion is carried. We'll move on to general business. And I will now call on the Secretary to give out the results as per the agenda items received and voted on by the membership.
Notice of motion 1. The AMAS committee is proposing a change to the Constitution in accordance with current rules and legislation. Motion is to change the word control to administer in section of Objects 3.1, which currently states to associate into, control and coordinate under a national association flying miniature aircraft operations in Australia and all activities incidental thereto, and to admit members of the association, persons interested in the advancement and encouragement of the participation in flying miniature aircraft activities in Australia. The reason for this proposed change is to fully clarify the AMAS policy towards controller members and clubs. It is not now, nor ever has been, the intention of the AMAS Inc. to enforce draconian regulations. Therefore, the AMAS believes in and promotes the policies of flying together and open fields and the right of clubs to implement their own procedures over and above the necessary compliance with the conditions of AMAS Incorporated membership. the internal management and operation of clubs is rightly decided by their own membership and their committees, as it should be. And the membership has voted in the affirmative for that change to the Constitution. Notice of motion number 2. The AMAS committee is proposing a change to the Constitution with accordance to the current rules and legislation. As a result of discussions with their insurance broker regarding certain insurance legislation, the committee wishes to put forward the following motion: that the junior membership fee, the annual junior membership fee, be reduced to a nominal fee of $10 per annum. Reason being, to assist parents financially and to encourage more juniors to participate in our great sport and hobby. Whilst initially the committee has proposed a zero fee, further investigation and discussion on the matter has resulted in the previous motion already circulated to members being withdrawn and the above amendment to the previous motion, as it would not be in compliance with the Associations Act. And the membership has voted in the affirmative, and that notice of motion is therefore passed. The AMAS notice of motion 3, the special resolution. The AMAS committee is proposing a change to the Constitution in accordance with current rules and legislation. Motion to remove item E, day membership, from the class of membership. That is, remove 5.6 day membership, remove clauses 5.61, 562, 563, 564, 565, 566A, B, C and D. Remove 5.6.7, 5.6.8, 5.6.9. Reason being that the AMAS has provided the day membership for over 4 years, and the committee believes this class of membership is no longer warranted in the present day and age. As AMAS has always promoted flying side by side in open fields, this form of membership was originally instituted to allow for those persons requiring appropriate insurance and cooperation with other modelling organisations in the formation years of this society. However, with the increased growth of independent clubs now providing their own insurance coverage and numerous insurance companies providing individual cover for modellers, the committee believes, and based on insurers' advice, that day membership is no longer required to be provided, as prospective members are now adequately covered under AMAS insurance policies, constitution and bylaws. This will enable us to utilise the money saved to further benefit our membership. And the membership has voted in the affirmative, and therefore that motion is carried. Notice of motion 4 from the AMAS committee, that the secretary, who has diligently provided a virtual 24-hour, 7-day service to our ever-increasing membership, that in recognition of the outstanding service he has provided on a voluntary basis for 5 years, is long overdue. And on that basis, he will receive a very modest honorarium of $1,000. Further amendments to that during the process of the membership voting on that agenda item. The following amendment to motion 4 was received from Mr. McGregor. Please forward my proposal. The AMS secretary, who has diligently provided a virtual 24-hour, 7-day service, increasing membership, received a very modest honorarium of $6,000 annually.
Quite a lot, though.
Yeah, a lot of money, that. And is in recognition for the outstanding service.
Okay, he's up to that last one there.
And then
I see the outcome of this and I can go.
a further amendment to that was placed back to McGregor, and the motion was received from Mr. Robert Orick and is confirmed and finalised as the notice of motion presented to the membership for the voting. And that was that Robert Orick would like to propose that the AMAS secretary have his hard work and dedication be recognised for a $3,000 annual honorarium. And the notice of motion, the membership have voted in the affirmative to that motion. So therefore, is this carried?
Thanks, Mike. That completes the agenda items as listed in the notices we sent out to all members. I'd like to thank everybody who voted on the motions as per our constitution. The next general meeting will be held at a time and venue to be advised by the Society. Being that there is no further business to discuss, I'll declare this meeting closed at 11:20 a.m. and I'll thank everybody for their attendance. Thank you.